Hey there everybody, Caleb Warner for Indiana Bushcraft here, and I thought a very good first series of videos would be fire basics, because when people think of camping and outdoors, they think of fire right away. And a lot of you may not know how fire should be set up and how fire works in general. So that's what we're going to go over today, so stay tuned. Alright, so beginning on our basic fire building, chemically fire needs three things in a triangle. This is one of the fire triangles, is heat, oxygen, and fuel. If any of those things aren't present, the triangle falls over and the fire won't be lit. Heat is the initial combustion source required to start the fire. Oxygen is, of course, well, oxygen, you have to let a fire breathe, you can't smother. And fuel is whatever you put on it, whether that be coal, char material, or wood. So, if my cameraman will pan down here, I have the next three sets of what a fire needs. And that is tinder, small kindling, larger kindling, and then fuel wood. Now, of course, this isn't going to be a very long fire, so I don't need too much fuel wood. But if I were going to, let's say, stay the night, I would need a lot of fuel wood. So with these three things, these are what the fire physically needs. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. I've got my fire kit here, and I'm just going to show you how to light a fire using mostly natural materials. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so we got our fire bed set up here. We got our tinder, fine tinder, and then coarse tinder. You'll notice the fire bed also has some raised logs just to keep it off the ground, keep the moisture away from it. So I'm going to light it with a ferro rod. Basically, it's just a rod that creates a lot of sparks. They're fairly hot. Basically like a souped up version of flint and steel, if you know how that works, seen the old Pioneer movies. So we're going to get right in it and hopefully get some fire out of it. There you go. What I'm doing is I'm giving it some oxygen, which, if you remember from my a few seconds ago, that is one of the chemical needs of fire. Just like me and you, it needs oxygen to breathe. As the fire starts coming through the little stuff, we're going to progressively add bigger and bigger pieces. Once again, not smothering it, putting it in a fashion to where it all leans up against itself. As you notice, I built this fire up against a larger log. That way I had almost like a lean-to effect. And this lean-to effect allowed for good oxygen flow. So, that's pretty much the basics of fire. I could preach it to you all day long, but until you go out there and actually try it, it's definitely a skill that needs to be learned and need to be practiced a lot. There are obviously things you can use besides grass. I'm probably going to make a video in the next few days about different tinders you can use. Just to name a few, if you want to do this on your own, if you happen to have a ferrocerium rod. The ones I know of that are real good for beginners is like a Vaseline and a cotton ball. There are a lot of commercial ones like Wet Fire, little cubes that they burn even when wet. I personally make these little paraffin discs. This is just one ripped in half. They work well with a lighter combo, not too well with a sparker, but this one will probably burn for like 2 to 3 minutes because it's half of it, and that's usually all you need. But if you use a full one, it's about 6 minutes. And in not so good conditions, you could probably get most fires lit in 6 minutes. If you can't, you know, that's where the whole practice thing comes in. So I thank you for watching this video. Tune in for more. We will definitely have some good ones on the way. Thank you.